It's now 2021, and the real Woods, he pleaded no contest to the charges because he just can't afford to like make a move on it. So he's accepting the conviction, but he's not admitting the guilt.
I would have been like, not guilty. Get me. Oh, Larry H. Parker just died. Give me somebody else.
I am about to tell you
A story.
not just a story. This is probably the craziest story of identity theft I've ever read. It's very sad.
What?
It's very sad, so get your tissues out.
No one wants to identity theft me.
I didn't do it, but I didn't even know you could do it to this degree. It's pretty fucking impressive.
I got a blue check mark on my name. It's gonna be hard for them to identity theft me.
Nowadays, I don't know if he'd be able to do that to you, but there's this guy, right? His name is Kieran's, and
That means dragons.
he was born in 1966.
That's an old time.
He was adopted, and his adoptive parents died in 1986. So by the time he was 16, he actually ran away from home, stole a car, drove to Oregon. He was arrested, never appeared in court, so he ran away to Albuquerque, and he ends up working at this hot dog stand. Meets this other guy, right? So there's two guys working this hot dog stand. Kieran's is the first guy, and then the second guy's name is Woods. So as he meets this guy Woods, he ends up stealing Woods' identity.
Whoa.
He gets this fake Colorado ID under Woods' name, and then gets a job at a fast food restaurant out there. So he just leaves that Woods guy back at that hot dog stand and just kind of takes his identity, runs with it.
What was wrong with his own identity?
Because of the
Because he
stolen
stole a
car
car and didn't go to court.
So he's on the run.
Oh.
Bad news.
So then he, so by 1994, he ends up still using Wood's name. He gets married, has a child. That kid's surname, his last name is Woods. Wow. He's basically like, that's his name now.
Yeah. Wow.
He moves to Wisconsin, and he ends up finding information about the real Woods on Ancestry.com. So he takes that information and uses it to get a real birth certificate made.
Oh shit.
How does he even have his social and everything?
This guy's good.
That's crazy.
Maybe when they were working, he could have stole his license or his social.
Because you know, back in the day, like, you could just, once you have the social security card from someone, they acted like that was like a gold plaque. Like, that was legit.
Yeah, like unforgeable.
Yeah. But it's just a piece of paper that could burn up.
I remember back when I was in high school and I was trying to get a job, I needed my social security card, I lost it. And I went to that social security office in Alhambra, and all they said was, "What was your name?" And I just said it, and I gave my social number, and they printed it out right then and there.
Dude, that's the system.
I was like, dude, I could have told you my name is Lightning Bolt, and then it would have been Lightning Bolt with my social. I'm like, dude, this is fucking
Lightning Bart.
That's such a weird system, huh?
So then he lives his life as Woods. He has all the legal documentation to prove that he's Woods. He ends up getting a job as a systems architect in 2013 at the University of Iowa's hospital. He becomes like a direct systems architect of the IT department. So he has a legit job.
Holy shit.
And then he worked there for 10 years. He earned about he had like $700K in savings from working there. His salary was $140K a year.
Oh.
And he has a wife, and he has kids. They're all fucking Woods.
They're all Woods. Meanwhile,
Nothing but that, dude.
meanwhile, all this time, the real Woods is in LA and he's homeless. And in 2019, when Woods went to the bank, he discovered that somebody else was using his ID, and that because of that, Woods couldn't access his own bank account. Because there's like a conflict in the system.
So he has to kill the homeless Woods then.
No, the
Homeless Woods.
the real Woods can't access his money.
His 5 cents.
Wait, and he's barely finding that out like years later?
Yeah.
Damn.
What happened to
So
what?
the odds of him
Because
being homeless
he's been
too.
homeless for so long, he probably didn't, I don't know, maybe he didn't have...
He never had to go to Chase Bank.
Yeah, so then he gives his social security to the bank to like try to fix the issue.
And then they look at him like, yeah, right. You trying to fucking lie, you homeless
Yeah.
crackhead.
Yeah, so then they're like, they try to call him to tell him like, oh, in order to unlock your account, we need to have you answer security questions, but the number on the file goes to the fake Woods.
Oh.
So then fake Woods picks up the phone, and then they ask him the security questions, but the fake Woods is the one who set up the security questions, so he's the only one who knows the answer. So he tells them, oh yeah, if someone's trying to come into my account, that's a fraud. That's the fake Woods. I'm the real one. I know the answers. So then they call the cops on the fake Woods for pulling fraud.
Sick.
And they arrest him and charge him with identity theft and false impersonation.
Whoa.
And he's trying to tell the judge, the police, everybody that he's the real guy and that he's the victim.
But he's homeless, so he doesn't have the paperwork.
He does, but the other guy does too.
Oh.
What happens is they end up saying that he's crazy and he goes to a mental hospital
Oh.
in 2020.
Oh.
This would make a sick movie, yeah.
I was just
They
thinking that.
deemed him insane.
Because I think what this guy needs to do is he needs to become the new Kieran's and get his fucking life back. Yeah, like Face Off.
Oh. Did he know the name of the guy that jacked his identity?
He doesn't know yet who's doing it.
Oh.
Like 30 years ago or some shit.
Yeah, so they met in 1988.
Oh my
It
god.
started in 1988. It's 2021.
No way.
Like
Yeah,
a-
yeah. They met for like a little bit.
Holy shit.
It's now 2021, and the real Woods, he pleaded no contest to the charges because he just can't afford to like make a move on it. So he's accepting the conviction, but he's not admitting the guilt. He's sentenced to 2 years in jail.
Oh.
What the fuck?
And
I would have been like, not guilty. Get me. Oh, Larry H. Parker just died. Get me somebody else.
so like while he's in jail, he's still trying to work out like how this happened, and he ends up figuring out that it was Kieran's that he met in 19.
How did he do that? That's what I want to know.
That's insane.
He was like calling all these like places that had his record, and if it crossed over with another name, like oh well then who came in, and I don't know, he like did this thing where someone eventually told him like, oh, Kieran's registered as this and this.
It was my coworker at Dutch Bros.
Yeah. So he figures out it's him, but then he doesn't know where Kieran's is. So he ends up like tracing all these like lines and finds out that he's working at that Iowa hospital.
Wow.
And then so what he did was he wanted to prove that he was the real Woods by telling his workplace like, I'm the real Woods. If he can provide a DNA sample to show that that's who he is, then I'll know for sure. So then he hits up a detective of that region where Kieran's works, and the detective actually agreed to do a paternity test with Woods' biological father.
Wow.
So they ended up finding the real Woods' biological dad, and they're like, okay, this is Woods for sure.
Yeah.
And if you're Woods, then you should share the same DNA as him.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then
Crazy.
and then they asked the fake Woods, "What's your dad's name? Because you should know this fucking guy's name."
Yeah.
And he couldn't even know. He couldn't say his name. So then they were like, "Okay, it's worth testing because that's weird, right?" So then they go forward with the test, and then they find out
He went on Ancestry.com, but still couldn't remember the family tree.
Yeah. And then right when they did the DNA test, right as they were about to read the results to him, he just says, "My life is over. Everything is gone."
Well, it's not your life to begin with.
Yeah, the scammer, because he actually did pretty well with it. Like he ended up with a legit job. He had a family and everything. His kids, they all think that that's their name and everything. So he pleads guilty to false use of birth certificate.
But the love is real and the kids are real, right?
Yeah. The kids are fake.
You feel for it.
Yeah, so he's facing a mandatory minimum sentence of 2 years.
But what if the dad Woods was like, actually, I like how you guys turned out. I'll just adopt you.
Oh.
Because I mean, like, your real son's a fucking bomb and in jail, and you're like, nah, I like this family better.
And he has a possible maximum sentence of 32 years and a $1.25 million fine.
32 years?
Wow.
Because the 700 G's were made for reals. Like, he worked those 40 hours a week or whatever.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Damn.
He just couldn't use his real identity because he was still...
Like, he had the skills.
No, the problem is he wouldn't have gotten that job if they background checked him and he was.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
But does the real Woods get compensated for all the time and the money for the detective? And
I think that's what they're trying to do. It hasn't gone to court yet, but
Wow, it's fresh.
hopefully that'll be like a civil case.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be a civil case because he ruined this guy's
Ruined
life.
it.
So
I wonder if it was all racked up too, like the charges from him escaping the court appearance for stealing the car and all those other things.
yeah, that's probably gonna be like tacked on.
It's like interest on your debt, dude.
Because it says that he stole Woods' identity for 30 straight years.
But he did such a good job with it. That has to count for something.
Yeah, he's gotta go back and say, hey, look, I'm the fake Woods, but I crushed it as a
Becomes a consultant.
He's gotta do a master
for
class.
fraud. Yeah, exactly.
Because what was the real Woods doing?
Sucking dick on the streets.
And also too, if we want to get for real, you know, fake Woods, he was an orphan, bro. He was looking for love.
What if the judge is like, all right,
No, nobody.
just to fix this, we're gonna say that the other Woods is the one that sucked dick on the streets.
It's like, oh,
He's like, yes!
Damn.
Order.
Imagine getting identity theft happen to you and you're trying to tell them that it's you, but then they're like, you're crazy.
you're all crazy.
Enjoy the next 2 years in jail.
They should
That's
have.
insane.
They couldn't come up with the dad thing sooner though.
They didn't believe him.
Yeah, I know.
They just didn't, because he was a transient. Like they were just like, yo, you're fucking
He has
nuts.
to come up with that idea.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crazies though that are like homeless, so
Dude, if a homeless guy was coming to the bank and I was the bank teller and he was telling me he's this
Dude,
guy,
I'm gonna get the fuck
I'm
out
gonna
of
get
here.
the fuck out of here, dude. You're not John Woods.
Imagine if like you have nothing and someone took your identity. So that's the only thing that you really had, and then no one believes you're even that guy. I'm surprised he didn't off himself, man.
True.
Dude, I'm surprised he didn't, like, when he still had a job at a hot dog stand, he didn't check his bank account or anything, like something was weird. Like,
I think he didn't actually open the account under the social and have the birth certificate after they parted ways.
And you know what's crazy though? This fake Woods guy actually saved his fucking life though in a lot of weird ways. Because this dude was homeless for how long?
and it gave him a mission and a purpose.
It gave him something to fucking be like, you know what? I'm gonna come get this motherfucker.
it is. Now he's
it's
no
kind
longer
of like-
homeless.
And he still came back. So in a weird way,
That's true. Yeah.
He's like, I hate myself, I hate my life, and you're like, wait, I want myself back.
because he's like, he literally has nothing, and he took the one thing.
He's
from
like,
him.
damn, me can make 700K? That's crazy. Me can have wife and kids? That's fucking...
Me can have.
Wife and kids. Yes.
Me can live in Iowa?
Yeah, that's a crazy
That's
ass.
wild.
To think that like
Me no need suck dick.
like you just met a guy barely and that happens
And
to
also
you.
the chances of him not setting up those accounts prior to meeting him.
Yeah.
You know, like, and then the fake Woods finding the guy in that time frame that hasn't had those accounts set up for him to be able to do that.
I think Real Woods is a fucking idiot, dude. I'm just kidding. He deserves to get his identity stolen. I'm just kidding. I take that back. Totally joking.
So the fake guy, David Kieran's is 58. The real Woods is 55, and yeah, this happened in 1988, and it's just ended now. Okay.
It's over, man. But you know him, the fake Woods, he does have such an insane skill set. If he does it, how long is his time? 30 years, huh?
Up to 32.
Nah, his life's over.
He gonna get like 2 years, bro.
Because if he can get out early, I feel like he has a skill set to get back on his feet.
I think so too. Yeah, because he must have clearly been good if he's like a high-ranking IT person at a university.
How quickly would have this gotten solved if Real Woods wasn't homeless?
Real fast.
Right.
Pretty quickly.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the fucked up part.
You can't have like fucking like 2 credit cards, 2 permanent residences constantly opening up across the nation.
Yeah. But it's crazy to think that you could set up your own security questions on somebody else's shit, and then you're the one that gets asked. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, well, then what's your security answer? And he's like, I didn't even set that shit up.
Do you know what that shows? That security questions are fucking stupid.
Bullshit,
dude.
yeah.
Dumb.
Or it can be bullshit, yeah.
No, they're dumb, dude.
Hey, what's yours? What's yours?
It's like, what street did you live on?
That's how simple yours is?
Only I know it.
Marengo?
Do you know the street that I live on? How'd you know that? How'd you know that? What the-
Fair Oaks.
Please enjoy the new Nick Dunns that'll be popping up in the next few years.
You're gonna be in a lot of debt if you open it up and undermine it.